but you've got to have money to make money, particularly if you're a young, ambitious person or a couple and you're looking to build your assets, build your wealth over time. You're going to have to borrow money to make some money. Debt. What a dirty word that is. Hey guys, how you going? I'm freestyling today. I'm still off on annual leave after the birth of our little daughter, Summer. Joey's just gone to have a nap. She's left me on daddy daycare duties, so you can see the little one's over there fast asleep. Let's hope this doesn't wake her up. So as I said, we're freestyling today, so I thought what better time just to come up with a quick vlog and something off the cuff. It's an interesting one. A mate of mine gave me a call the other day to chat about some property options that he has and how he might structure the debt or the amount of money that he needs to borrow to secure his second property. And I mentioned to him that the money that he has borrowed on his principal place of residence is not deductible to him or his wife for tax purposes, but any money that he borrows to use to purchase a second property would be tax deductible. And he didn't quite understand the concept. So the purpose of this vlog today is just to step through this, what I think is generally a pretty basic concept, but it's always a great reminder that because I work in this every day, people like yourselves that are out there doing wonderful things in other industries, these concepts might be a little foreign to you. So we're going to step through it. There's a whole other vlog out there which we could go into discussing, debt and all the different kinds of debt and, credit card debt versus personal loans and all that kind of stuff. Look, the purpose of today is to keep it really simple and talk about the difference between what we call good debt and bad debt, okay? Yes, there is a difference and there is good debt out there which I would encourage some people to consider if they're looking to build wealth. So let's just deal with bad debt first. Bad debt is money that you borrow to purchase assets that essentially are for your own lifestyle and personal enjoyment that aren't there for you to derive an income or capital growth from. So the family home is a great example. It's classified, the borrowing on that's classified as bad debt. The reason being is that it's a lifestyle asset. I know a lot of people think about the family home as an investment, but principally speaking, in the ATO's eyes, it is not an income producing asset. It's not an asset that you've purchased to hopefully make a lot of money out of. It's an asset that you're purchasing to enjoy with your family and build a life out of. So essentially what that means is any interest that's applicable on the money that you've borrowed cannot be offset against your income. So really simply, okay, so if your home loan, I'm just picking figures here, but if the interest on your home loan was $35,000 a year, that is money that you have to pay off after you have earned your income, paid tax on your income, and then gone off and paid that $35,000 worth of interest. Other loans which are classified essentially as non-deductible or bad debt, cars, boats, jet skis, you name it, borrowing to go on a family holiday, anything like that, they are classified as non-deductible loans. As opposed to good debt, which is essentially money that you can secure, money that you can borrow, that you then use to purchase an asset which you hope is going to either produce you an income or provide you with growth over the long term. So a great example of that is if you own your own house and you're chopping away, you're paying off some of the debt on that, you've got some equity, you then re-borrow some money off your home loan and then go and purchase a second property. That's classified as an investment loan or an investment property, and therefore, let's using that $35,000 example again, if the interest on that loan is $35,000 a year, you can offset that against your income. So you can reduce your salaried income or your taxable income by the $35,000. Now, essentially, there is an expectation that if you've got this investment property, it's going to be paying you some rent. So that will add to your taxable income, but you get that $35,000 deduction. So if you take the example of if you're receiving rent of $35,000 a year and you've got deductible interest of $35,000 a year, well, essentially they're cancelling each other out. So you're no better off or no worse off from a tax point of view. Now, you know, there's other things you can go into, depreciation of the property, all that kind of stuff. We're not talking about that today. It's pure basic mathematics. So guys, that's the difference between good debt and bad debt. And in my personal opinion, each people have, you know, risk tolerances and things that they're willing to take, and essentially, you know, borrowing is seen as a risk. But you got to have money to make money, particularly if you're a young, ambitious person or a couple and you're looking to build your assets, build your wealth over time. You're going to have to borrow money to make some money. It's simple mathematics. You know, if you're getting a 10% return on $200,000, which might be your money, versus a 10% return on $500,000, which might include $300,000 worth of debt. So long as you've done your maths around, well, what rent am I going to receive to offset the loan interest, etc., plus capital growth, by and large, you are going to be in a better off position if you've borrowed money to invest in income producing or capital growth type of assets. So guys, hit me up down below with any questions that you might have. Please like the video if you found it helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. These updates are coming out super regularly, and I'll see you soon.